There have been rumors for years that Lewis Hamilton has wanted to drive for Ferrari, and most of these rumors were dismissed as speculation. Everyone thought that he would be ending his career with Mercedes. But this time things were different. The rumors were true, and as of today, it's official. Lewis Hamilton will be leaving Mercedes at the end of 2024, and in 2025, he will be driving for Ferrari. This is one of the craziest driver moves ever. I mean, when Lewis Hamilton left McLaren to join Mercedes, that was a big deal, but I'd say this one is even more significant. I mean, Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari, just saying that just still feels surreal. It hasn't quite sunk in yet. You have a 7-time world champion, the most successful driver in the history of Formula One, going over to join the most successful team in the history of the sport. This is a crazy move. It changes so many things for so many people, and its effects are going to be felt all across the sport. So I just wanted to talk about what this means for everyone who's involved. Firstly, for Hamilton, is it the right decision to go to Ferrari? How is this going to affect his legacy depending on, will he win a championship? Will he be successful? Will he fail like so many of the other drivers who moved to Ferrari? What does it mean for the teams themselves, Ferrari and Mercedes? Firstly, Ferrari have this interesting driver dynamic that they will in 2025 with Hamilton and Leclerc. Who's going to come on top in that lineup? How are they going to manage it? With Mercedes, Hamilton has left a massive vacuum in their driver lineup. They got to find out who's going to replace them and drive alongside George Russell for 2025. And finally, what does it mean for the sport? What are the storylines that are going to be created? How is this going to affect Formula One in general? So the big question is, has Hamilton made the right decision to leave Mercedes and go to Ferrari? I think he has. I think this is a good decision because when you think about it, there's a lot more that he can gain from this move than he can lose. Over the last 10 years, he's won absolutely everything there is to win with Mercedes. With Mercedes, he's won 6 titles, 7 depending on who you ask. In total, he's won 103 races and 7 world titles. So his status as one of the all-time greats, possibly the greatest of all time, is pretty much cemented, and there's not really anything which can change that. This move could go in one of 2 ways. The more likely outcome is that he's not successful and he follows in the footsteps of many great drivers who joined Ferrari but failed to win a championship with them. Despite their history, Ferrari haven't won a title for 15 years. Operationally and car development wise, they're way behind Red Bull, and we've seen in the last few seasons how they've been wasting Leclerc's talent with poor strategies and failing to develop their car as the seasons went on. But at the same time, it's not like Mercedes are that much more likely to provide Lewis with a championship winning car. We've seen in the last few years how they've struggled to close the gap to Red Bull. Even if this Ferrari move doesn't work out, I really don't think it's going to have a significant impact on his legacy. He'll still be remembered for the immense success that he's enjoyed at Mercedes, and it would be similar to Michael Schumacher, who ended his career at Mercedes, but everyone remembers his time at Ferrari because that's when he was the most successful and that's when he was winning. But if he is able to go to Ferrari and win the championship with them, that would add a whole nother dimension to his greatness. He would have achieved a level of success that no other driver in history has done before, and he would be only the 2nd driver in history to win a championship with 3 different teams. The only driver who's done it was Fangio, and he raced back in the 1950s. That's how crazy of an achievement it would be. So if Hamilton was able to win a record 8th title with a team with as illustrious of a history as Ferrari, it would just elevate his success to an even more unprecedented level that we've never seen, and at that point I think the GOAT debate would be over. Now, what does this move mean for Ferrari? Well, as of 2025, they will have arguably the strongest driver lineup they have ever had in their 75-year history in Formula One. Hamilton and Leclerc is just an insane level of talent to have in the same team in terms of driver talent, speed, experience. They have all those boxes ticked off between Hamilton and Leclerc. However, having Hamilton at Ferrari will introduce its own set of challenges because having 2 top drivers at the same team creates a very complex dynamic within the team because now they have to manage both the drivers' egos, choose between 2 drivers who are both completely capable of fighting for and winning the championship. Currently, Ferrari have a very balanced driver lineup, and I think it's a really good dynamic between Carlos Sainz, who is a pretty solid driver and is generally able to maximize the potential of the car while still being a team player, and you have Charles Leclerc, who really is Ferrari's golden boy. He is the guy who they were pushing to be the guy that wins them the world championship. So I think now introducing Hamilton into the mix really complicates things, and it becomes a question of who do you prioritize if it comes to it. Either you have Leclerc, who is more established at the team, he was poised to be Ferrari's future, and now you have Hamilton, who is 40 years old, but he is also still capable of winning the championship. So it will be very interesting to see how Ferrari handles this. Now we get to Mercedes, who I would say are the biggest losers of this whole development. I mean, parting ways with Hamilton after a decade of dominance and success, and after all they've won, losing their star driver to one of their main rival teams. It's gotta hurt. I mean, not only for Mercedes, but for Hamilton as well. It must be tough for him to leave after, all the success that he's had. But the obvious question for Mercedes is, who is their second driver that they're going to have alongside George Russell for 2025? But that will be the topic for a whole nother video. Like I said, there is so much to talk about. There are so many factors at play. Hamilton's move to Ferrari has really shaken things up, and it's going to change the landscape of the sport. But one thing's for sure, there are going to be more videos coming your way, so be sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment with any video idea suggestions you have. And it's been a while, but this channel is finally back, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.